Hi, this is Alan from Cleared Recruitment. How are you doing today?
Hey Alan, I'm doing all right. How are you?
Great. The reason I'm calling is because of your recent interest in a role with the Australian government. I'd like to ask you some questions to get a better understanding of you and how well of a fit you are with this role. Is now a good time for a 15-minute chat?
Yeah, I've got about 10 to 15. We can have a quick chat.
Fantastic, thank you. Let's start with the basics. What clearance do you currently have?
I've got a fairly high level of clearance right now.
That's great to hear. Could you specify which level? It helps us match you with the right opportunities.
Yeah, I've got N2 or higher.
Excellent. That opens up quite a few doors in the sectors we're working with. Now, tell me about your situation. Are you actively looking for a new role or are you just curious about what's out there?
Um, yeah, to be honest, I'm pretty actively looking at the moment. I'm still in my current role, but if the right opportunity comes across, I would be open to move over.
Understood, that makes sense. It's always good to keep an eye out for the right opportunity. Where do you currently work?
I'm in Google right now.
Google, that's impressive. What's your current job title there?
I'm a software engineer on the DevOps team.
That's a solid role. How did you land that position at Google? Did you apply directly or was it through a recruiter?
I actually had a friend that referred me over that was, I mean, he's no longer working at Google, but he was at the time, so he helped me get that interview.
Referrals are a great way to get into a company like Google. Now, what is your reason for considering a move away from your current role?
To be honest, I feel like I've outgrown it. And
That's
they are laying off quite a few people in Google, so I'm looking for, yeah, maybe like a government role that feels a bit more secure.
That makes complete sense, especially seeking stability in these times. Are you currently talking to other recruiters about new opportunities? If so, which
Mm,
agencies are you working with?
no, this is you guys are the first people that I've been speaking with. I mean, I might look into other agencies, but not at this stage. No.
It's great to hear that we're your first point of contact. Have you interviewed or applied anywhere in the last 6 months? If so, could you share more about which organizations or roles?
Not at the moment. I do have a couple of offers, I guess, on my LinkedIn, like to a couple other tech companies like Facebook. But I haven't really looked into too much. I haven't interviewed with anyone yet.
Got it. Keeping your options open then. Where are you located at the moment?
I'm based in Sydney right now.
Sydney, great city. Would you be open to relocation if the right opportunity comes up? Or would you prefer to stay local? If you're open to relocating, where would you consider moving to?
Uh, I guess my family's in Sydney, so primarily Sydney first. If relocating, I would be open to maybe somewhere interstate. It's the furthest, so Melbourne or Brisbane, but yeah, not beyond that.
Understood, staying within Australia, but open to major cities like Melbourne or Brisbane if needed. Now, what positions are you specifically looking for in your next role?
I'm fairly flexible. I'd probably still like to stay within the DevOps space. But yeah, I'd be fairly open, obviously, as long as the remuneration is right.
Staying in DevOps makes sense given your background. Speaking of remuneration, what benefits are you looking for in your next role?
Um, I mean, besides remuneration, the team culture has to be right. What I really like about Google is it is a fairly young and vibrant culture, and I do want to have some of that in the next role I go to, and the remuneration has to be, I'd say, at least 10 to 20% higher than what I currently have.
Team culture and a competitive salary increase are definitely key factors. Are there particular companies or projects within the government sector that you are interested in?
Um, I'm fairly open, to be honest, but yeah, as long as it's within DevOps, I'm kind of open.
Flexibility is good. It'll help us find a variety of options for you. What are your long-term career goals?
I do want to eventually do my own startup. Um, so I am open to looking into roles in, I guess, smaller teams or smaller companies. So that way I have the ability to develop those skills in terms of how to build a business. And then having that translate later on. I mean, probably, yeah, I'd be looking within the next 3 to 5 years to create my own sort of platforms. So, yeah, that's probably the longer term what I'm looking for.
That's an exciting aspiration, venturing into starting your own business. Gaining experience in smaller dynamic environments can definitely be a good stepping stone. What current tools or tech are you familiar with, and do you use in your current role at Google?